This video was made possible by the EA Game Changers program. Hi guys, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So this is actually the first speed build on the channel using the new Nifty Knitting stuff pack that literally comes out tomorrow. So yeah, this is part of early access, so thank you to the EA Game Changers program for providing me with an early access code. But yeah, so this is part of our early access videos and we're going to be building a cute little tiny grandma's cottage type thing. And yes, I'm going a little bit overboard with the whole like grandma vibes with this pack, because honestly it's basically a grandparents pack. It's basically an elder pack. I mean, it's not just for elders. Obviously knitting can, any of your sims can knit if they're like child age and up, so it's technically not just a grandma pack, but that's basically the first thing that I think of when I think of knitting, which is really, I don't know, which is really funny because I do know how to knit myself and I do crochet and stuff like that, so I'm not a grandma. But anyway, so yeah, this is a very cute little grandma's cottage in the middle of Windenburg. I built this on a 20 by 20 lot in Windenburg, and that's just because that's the first world that I thought of when I thought, cute little cottage in the woods. So yeah, it's very like Windenburg themed or like styled on the exterior, but inside it's very bright, very colorful, because this pack has a ton, and I do mean a ton, of very bright colors. But luckily, as far as I've been able to tell, almost every single object does come in a plain black and a plain white swatch as well, which is great. But the rest of the swatches are all very bright and colorful and playful and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very colorful pack. It's not a very like neutrals oriented, I guess. It's not very neutral oriented. But yeah, it's very pretty. I love all of the items and everything like that. And I found that when doing this build, these items really go well with the Sims, with like movie hangout stuff, laundry day, cats and dogs. Also, if you're going for a more like grandma or grandparents type vibe. And then also the tiny living stuff pack also goes really well with all of these items. They have a bunch of the like, not exactly the same colors, but colors that go really well together. And I think there might even be a few of the same colors in there as well. So yeah, tiny living definitely goes very well with this pack. And then, like I said, movie hangout stuff, because it has a bunch of fun, like, bright colors. Probably perfect patio stuff as well, if we're going by that. And backyard stuff too, because they all have these very, like, bright, colorful, like, colors to all of their items. And then, yeah, mostly just laundry day if you're going for a more, like, cottage, grandma or grandparent type thing. As well as, like, cats and dogs. And then also, as far as I was able to tell, a lot of the like door swatches, since we do get a new door, that's the front door that I'm using right now, and I believe I put it on the back of the build as well. So yeah, we do get a new door with this pack with some cute little like knitted flowers on it. But yeah, as far as I could tell, that door, those swatches, could possibly go really well with the Strangerville windows as well, because the Strangerville windows do have a bunch of like colorful pastel type swatches to them. So yeah, that door could really go well with that. But yeah, so back to this build. This house, like I said, cute little grandma's cottage on a 30, or not a 30 by 20, a 20 by 20 lot. And it's only one bedroom and one bathroom. It's technically almost like a studio type thing, because the bedroom doesn't have a door. It just has that like separating wall, and then I end up putting some spandrels and some columns to separate it a tiny bit more. But yeah, I thought, a single old lady or guy, like, doesn't really matter. I just had a grandma in mind. But yeah, so like a little single old sim living here with their like 1 or 2 cats, because I do include 2 pet food bowls, a cat litter box, and a really big cat tree in the Sims bedroom. So yeah, I definitely thought they would have at least 1 or 2 cats. So yeah, like I said, I went very overboard with the like grandma, grandparents, elder vibe with this build. Although the rest of the furnishing in the build is very colorful, very bright, very like almost youthful looking, but they don't have a like proper living room or anything like that. They have the kitchen, they have a tiny little dining table with 2 chairs, and then they have this really big desk that I end up putting basically in the middle of the room almost. And it's technically 2 separate objects. It's the desk, it's one of the desks that we get, because I do think we get 2 new desks. So it's one of the desks, and then there's this like side table thing, like hallway side table, that you basically can slot to the back of the desk. They actually snap together perfectly. You don't have to like maneuver them or anything like that. They just snap together, and that actually makes it look like you have this really big workspace for like arts and crafts or knitting and stuff like that, which is really, really nice. I mean, it's not functional, it just functions as a regular desk and a regular table, but it looks really great, and it adds to that, you know, the sim loves crafting idea. And then yeah, I do include a fireplace as well, right by the front door actually. And then we have a rocking chair, we have one by the front door by the fireplace, and then another one by this little table in the kitchen that I end up putting. And then we also have an easel that I thought, you know, the sim that lives here might be into some painting and everything like that. And yeah, I found it really, really fun. I really loved doing this build, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun with just, you know, going crazy with all of the colors and trying to make this kind of, I guess I tried to go for not technically a style, but I tried to build for a sim that I wouldn't normally build for. I don't normally do things that are like elder oriented or like grandparents oriented or anything like that. So doing this was a lot of fun, and I just had a lot of fun playing around with all of the clutter, because the pack does have quite a few like clutter items in it, which if you guys are new to the channel, you probably don't know this, but if you have been on the channel for a while, you know that I absolutely love clutter, and I can't build without clutter. So yeah, I'm having a little bit too much fun, you know, cluttering up everything. But that's a good thing, honestly. But yeah, so here we're just putting in the new rocking chair and some clutter and a cute little like, it's kind of like a trolley table that has some more knitting stuff on it, which is really great, and that cute little poof that actually works as a seat. So the poofs in this pack do act as actual seats that your sims can sit on. They're not just tables, which is great. But something that's kind of annoying, and I don't know if this is just me that this is going to annoy, but I have mentioned this to some of my other friends and they don't find it annoying, some other game changers. But I find it kind of annoying that all of the items, not all of the items, mind you, but all of the knitted items that your sims can knit that are really cute, like all of the hanging plants. We do get 3 new like hanging plants that are all gorgeous. And then things like the poofs and the little like toys for kids and little ornaments like that penguin that we have on the table. And things, yeah, like the plants, the poofs, the toys. All of those things, the rugs as well, they're all in the debug menu. So like we have with the Eco Lifestyle pack where all of the craftable items are in debug. Now I don't mind having to enter debug to access those items. That doesn't bother me at all because I usually do build with debug on already. But the fact that they all have they're all like standalone objects, all of the swatches are basically standalone objects. So instead of just having one penguin with several different swatches on like the one item, we have like 7 different penguins like cluttering up the catalog, which is the annoying part. That's the part that I find annoying because it just takes me so much longer to find stuff and it just looks messy. I don't know if it's just me, but it does look messy to me. But yeah, that's so far the only criticism that I have about build mode. Honestly, I love build mode. It's not a style that I'm going to be using in like every single build because a lot of the items don't come in like good wood swatches, which is something that I'm finding really annoying at this point, is the fact that a lot of the new items that we end up getting don't have wood swatches that match in with some of the other woods that we have in game. They all have this like All of these items, for example, they're all mostly like painted, so bright colors, white, black, stuff like that. But they don't have any like wood swatches, just plain wood swatches, like a dark brown wood or like a really light cream colored wood. They do have these like more like wood-ish swatches, but they're all like incredibly orange. And honestly, I don't like using orange wood. Like, that's just me, but I just don't like using orange wood in my builds. It's just, I don't know what it is about it, but I just don't like it. So yeah, and I mean, even then, it's not a proper wood swatch, it's just a paint color that kind of resembles the orange wood that we already have in the game, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's kind of my only criticism, is like the debug being very cluttered at this point, and then the wood swatches, or like the object swatches not having wood swatches, if that makes sense. But other than that, I really like it. I kind of wish we had gotten a new bed or something that had some really fun like knitted blankets or stuff on it, or decor, like blanket decor on it. But I do know that we all voted for this pack, so it's not like the devs made the, like the developers made the decision themselves. We literally all voted for this pack, so yeah, this is basically everything that we voted for, apart from all of like the swatches and stuff. So yeah, that's something, I guess. But honestly, I really like the way this build turned out, and if you guys do want to download this, it will be up on the gallery as soon as the pack releases, like for the public. So that should be tomorrow at like, I believe they usually release at like 10 AM Pacific time. I could be wrong, but probably around there, like between 8 and 11, I think it's when they usually release, but I think they usually release at 10 AM Pacific time. So yeah, if you don't know what time that is for you, just Google it. Just Google like 10 AM Pacific to whatever time zone you're in, and it should just pop up. I do that a lot because I do YouTube and I schedule all of my videos on Pacific time. So yeah, I schedule all of my videos with Pacific time in mind, I guess I should say. So yeah, it's something that I Google quite a lot. But yeah, here we're working just on the little garden at the back. It's not super big. The house, I didn't focus too much on like the exterior of it. I did think that the sim that lives here would spend a bit of time outside, but they probably spend their time outside like knitting or doing a little bit of gardening or something like that. So I do include a few planter boxes. I do delete a few of the ones that I have placed down right now because there's way too many of them. But yeah, I did place a few planter boxes and then a few more rocking chairs because I kind of want to use the rocking chair like everywhere at this point. And then the backyard just has a grill and some like chairs and stuff like that. So just your fairly average backyard stuff. I believe I also include a flower arranging table in the backyard. So yeah, this sim is basically just your typical like elderly grandma, I guess. That's kind of the idea that I had in my head, you know. She loves baking, she loves knitting and doing like painting and flower arranging and gardening. You know, just your typical like stereotypical like grandma character basically. But obviously you guys can have any sims living in this house that you want to have living here. You don't have to have, you know, the exact sim that I had in my head in your builds. But yeah, like I said, it will be up on the gallery once the pack releases, and it's completely custom content free, so you don't have to worry about that. I didn't restrict my pack usage at all though, so I probably used a lot of packs. I probably used a lot of the items from the packs that I mentioned at the beginning that goes really well with this. But honestly, when I build, I just don't pay attention to what I'm using, which is something that's really fun. But on the other hand, it's not the best if, you know, because I know most people don't have all of the packs. So yeah, I should probably try and do some more restricted pack builds at some point, you know, whenever I get around to doing that. But yeah, I haven't really checked out gameplay for any of the pack yet, so like Plopsy and anything like that, I haven't really checked it out. So far I've just been building, and I've created one or two families as well. So yeah, you guys will be getting a Creator Sim video tomorrow probably. So yeah, a Creator Sim video tomorrow, as well as an apartment build, and then some other videos throughout the week as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed how this build turned out. If you did, give the video a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But I hope you're all having an absolutely amazing day and that your week has started off great and that you're excited for nifty knitting. And I will talk to you all in my very next video. Bye guys!
Right off the bat I knew I loved you. You had that sparkle in your eyes, some kind of shimmer in your presence, unlike no other I had met. You got me spinning out of context, not really sure what I should do. This is the reason I am leaving. Can't live with or without you. Oh, won't you sing to me? There ain't no other way but to sing to me, as simple as I say. No need to overanalyze it. We grew apart more every day. When times get rough, I try to tell you we need to fight in every way. No hugs, no kisses could protect